Let me bring in now John Roskam, who's the Executive Director of the Institute of Public Affairs, joins us from Melbourne. Thanks for joining us, John. This is really a savage blow against free speech, isn't it?
Yes, it is, Chris, and exactly as you identified, what we've seen from so many journalists is a double standard. But remember, it's not new. Some of these journalists were supporting the Gillard government's attempts to censor the media. As you've pointed out, what YouTube is doing is not applying the rules consistently. It is invariably conservative voices, different voices, that it is censoring and banning. YouTube is doing to Australians what they have done to Americans. And for me, what's really disappointing is that the federal government, the Prime Minister that instituted the media bargaining code that was meant to encourage diversity, has so far been silent. This is a very bad day for news, for journalism, and exactly as you said, Chris, for freedom of speech in Australia.
Now, Sky News, we still get to do our programs and put it out there. It just stops us posting our videos on YouTube. But as you would know, it's almost a compulsory partner these days. It's almost a monopoly platform for people who want to share news and views around the world. So they have a special responsibility, don't they?
Well, I would argue they have a special responsibility, and as you pointed out, the platform is now far more popular for Sky News than it is for the ABC, for example, or a number of the other news networks as measured by subscribers to YouTube. So what this has also revealed is that the claim that the media giants, the big tech organisations, are somehow neutral or bipartisan in this is not true. These companies have privileges, they have rights in Australia, and they are not fulfilling them when they do these sorts of things.
What about the sovereignty issue here? It strikes me as quite alarming that a US giant, a major US company, can have such a silencing impact, can cancel an Australian media organisation from such a widespread platform.
Well, that is alarming, and what is also alarming is their definition of who decides what misinformation is. And exactly as you pointed out, when we're relying on the WHO to decide what Australians can watch and engage with and learn from, that is absolutely frightening. The reality is that news is globalised, that opinion and information is globalised, but the idea that, as you said, someone in Silicon Valley or someone at the United Nations or someone at the WHO should be deciding what Australians see and hear, exactly because, as we've seen, the WHO have often changed their opinions. They've been heavily influenced, as has now become clear, by the Chinese government. And as more than one commentator has said, what we're seeing is actually big tech in bed with big government. That's the problem. And when we have government deciding what's misinformation, and when we have, as you identified, journalists not standing up for difference of opinion, for diversity of thought, we have a very big challenge. And it's only because so many of these voices silenced are non-left voices. They're not even conservative voices, they're just voices that don't follow the mainstream orthodoxy of the woke left in Australia.